just been discharged from the service. I was looking for a job. And there was an ad in the paper looking for a wilderness instructor working with youths acquainted with the courts. So I applied, I got the job. What I didn't realize that it was a 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week program for 27 days. And you were with the kids who were just coming out of secure lockup, going hiking, camping, high ropes course, low ropes course, pull boating, which is kind of like the old Viking boats. And when you are with students for that many days in a row, you start to hear about their stories. And what I found that a lot of these kids were a little bit misunderstood, and they needed someone to perhaps advocate for them a little bit differently. So after that, I worked for my degree in counseling and then for special education, got my first job, inner city, and that was 30 years ago. My first classroom was probably almost 30 years ago. It was at the middle school, and it was for students who just couldn't be successful in the mainstream. My principal described them as the most violent and aggressive in the building. But what I found was a bunch of kids who just struggled with communication. And so that was, I worked with them for about 8 years, different groups, obviously. And I actually keep a picture of my first group of kids. So I can remind myself as to why I got into education. Well, this was recent, within the last 7 years. My wife decided that she was going to buy a horse. We now have 2 horses. So my job, unpaid, was to make sure that the horses were properly cared for, which means you're scooping up the manure out of their stalls, you're brushing them down, and a lot of times I see myself as the appropriate male role model, because a lot of these horses have had tough times with men. So for me, I don't ride them, I take care of them, I bring them hay, carrots, peppermints, which they love. So that's been a very exciting future career job, I should say, when I retire. And so I will literally be put out to pasture when I retire from education. But really, in reality, I'll probably do a little bit of both.